Lord Went of the great tourney at Harrenhal. Everyone was there. When Rhaegar won, everyone cheered for their prince. He rode past his wife, and he lay a crown of winter roses in Lyanna's lap, blue as frost.
I have some good and some bad news for the Game of Thrones fans. In this video, I'll discuss the news and the events from Aegon's conquest till the events before the story of Game of Thrones begins. That is, the Dance of Dragons, Blackfyre Rebellions, Robert's Rebellion, etc. So stay tuned for that. Hello everyone! Welcome to Ultimate Book Maniacs, your one-stop for book and TV series reviews. I post episode reviews, top 10 and theory videos. So make sure to subscribe this channel, and if you wanna make sure you never miss a video, click the bell icon to turn on notifications. Let's begin with the bad news first. The Game of Thrones prequel Blood Moon has been cancelled by HBO. They shot a full pilot episode but have elected not to pick up the series. But the good news is, Ryan Condal's Dance of Dragons, which will be called House of Dragons, has gotten a straight-to-series order. The Game of Thrones universe is so rich with stories, says HBO programming president Casey Bloys. We look forward to exploring the origins of House Targaryen along with Miguel, Ryan and George, which probably means it will cover the events I had discussed in my previous Game of Thrones timeline video and the ones I'll discuss in this video. In another news, which can be considered good or bad depending on your perspective, David and Dan have decided to walk away from Star Wars, claiming they have a busy schedule and don't have enough time because of their new Netflix deal. There are only so many hours in the day, and we felt we could not do justice to both Star Wars and our Netflix projects, David and Dan said in a statement to Deadline, so we are regretfully stepping away. According to The Hollywood Reporter, David and Dan signed a 5-year, a $250 million deal with Netflix in August, which had some of the fans confused because of their commitment to the Star Wars franchise. But I guess they chose their Netflix series over the Star Wars. What do you think about this news? Would you watch their new Netflix series, which if I remember correctly, will be about a World War II story or something? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So these were the latest updates about the Game of Thrones prequels. Let's move on with the third part of this video. I've already discussed the events from the beginning to the doom of Valyria in the first and second part of this video. You can find all these videos in my Game of Thrones prequels playlist. So, let's take a look at what happened after the doom of Valyria. Aegon's Conquest. In my previous timeline video, I discussed how Aenar Targaryen moved to Dragonstone with his family and 5 dragons. Almost 126 years later, Aegon the Conqueror invaded Westeros. In 2 years, he subdued and united 6 of the 7 kingdoms. Dorne was the only kingdom left. And then came the Dance of Dragons. In 129 AC, aka 129 years after the conquest, the first major civil war in the history of Westeros starts. The Dance of Dragon is a war of succession between Rhaenyra Targaryen and her half-brother Aegon II. This war lasts for almost 2 years. It ends with Rhaenyra's son Aegon III being crowned as king. Many dragons died by the time this war had ended, and ever since then, Aegon III struggled to breed healthy dragons. The ones he did manage to hatch were born weak and sickly. In 153 AC, the last dragon died, and the Targaryens failed to hatch other dragon eggs. Conquest of Dorne. In 157 AC, King Daeron I began to plan his invasion of Dorne. In 158 AC, the Prince of Dorne and 40 other Dornish lords bent the knees in the submission of Sunspear. However, rebels kept causing trouble. In 161 AC, King Daeron died when he went to meet the Dornishmen to discuss terms and new fealty. The conquest came to an end with his death. After Daeron I's death, the throne passed to his brother King Baelor I, who is also known as Baelor the Blessed. Arya climbed on his statue when Ned was beheaded in Season 1 at the Sept of Baelor.
Baelor! Let the High Septon and Baelor the Blessed bear witness to what I say.
The gods are just, but beloved Baelor taught us they can also be merciful.
Baelor brought peace to the Seven Kingdoms when he decided to betroth his young cousin Daeron II, aka Daeron the Good, to the Prince of Dorne's eldest child, Maria Martell. They were to marry when they came of age. In 187 AC, Dorne formally joined the Seven Kingdoms through the marriage of Daeron II's younger sister Daenerys to Meryn Martell, the Prince of Dorne. Ardani was named after this Daenerys. The Blackfyre Rebellions. The First Blackfyre Rebellion. In 196 AC, Daeron II's bastard half-brother, Daemon Blackfyre, challenged his rule, which resulted in the second major civil war, which is known as the First Blackfyre Rebellion. Daemon Blackfyre was killed by Brynden Rivers, aka our three-eyed raven from Game of Thrones.
It is beautiful beneath the sea, but if you stay too long, you'll drown.
Several of his sons escaped to the Free Cities with Aegon Rivers, who founded the Golden Company. The Second Blackfyre Rebellion. In 211 AC, Blackfyre loyalists attempted to launch the Second Blackfyre Rebellion, but Brynden Rivers exposed the plan and the pretender, Daemon Blackfyre II. The Third Blackfyre Rebellion. In 219 AC, Daemon II's younger brother Aegon I invaded Westeros with Aegon Rivers, aka Bitter Steel, and the Golden Company. Aegon was killed after his surrender, and Bitter Steel was sent to the Wall, but his ship was intercepted and he managed to escape. Before the year ended, he crowned Aegon's son the new Blackfyre King. In 233 AC, Brynden Rivers called the Great Council when King Maegor's eldest son Daeron I died of the pox, and his second son Aeron Brightflame died after drinking wildfire, and his third son Aemon, also known as Maester Aemon in Game of Thrones, refused the crown and went to the Wall.
Who are you?
My father was Micah, the first of his name. My brother Aegon reigned after him when I had refused the throne, and he was followed by his son Aerys, whom they called the Mad King.
You're Aemon Targaryen.
Aegon Targaryen V, aka Egg from the Duncan Egg series, was chosen as king. The Fourth Blackfyre Rebellion. In 236 AC, Aegon's first son Daemon III and the Golden Company invaded Westeros. Daemon III was slain by Sir Duncan the Tall. In 259 AC, Aegon V and his son Duncan the Small, who was married to Jenny of Old Stones, died in a great fire, which is now known as the Tragedy of Summer Hall. Prince Rhaegar was born on this very same day. Robert's Rebellion. The Year of the False Spring. In 281 AC, at the tourney of Harrenhal, Prince Rhaegar named Lyanna Stark the Queen of Love and Beauty. In 282 AC, Rhaegar runs away with Lyanna near Harrenhal and marries her in secret. Everyone thinks Rhaegar had abducted Lyanna Stark.
That's Lyanna, my father's sister. King Robert was supposed to marry her, but Rhaegar Targaryen kidnapped her.
How many tens of thousands had to die because Rhaegar chose your aunt?
Yes, he chose her. and then he kidnapped her and raped her.
When Brandon goes to King's Landing with a few men to challenge Rhaegar, the Mad King imprisons him and calls their fathers to answer for their sons' crimes, and then executes them.
That's my grandfather, Lord Rickard. He was burned alive by the Mad King Aerys.
I'm standing right here when it happened. It was very brave, your brother, and your father too. They didn't deserve to die like that. Nobody deserves to die like that.
He then demands the heads of Robert and Ned from Jon Arryn. Instead, House Arryn and House Baratheon raises their banners in open rebellion. I have discussed these events in my Dead Diaries Rhaegar Targaryen video. Robert kills Rhaegar at the Battle of the Trident.
Robert started a war to win her back. He killed Rhaegar, but she died anyway.
In my dreams, I kill him every night.
Robert's rebellion was built on a lie.
And Jaime kills Aerys in King's Landing.
500 men, and this room was silent as a crypt, except for the screams, of course, and the Mad King laughing. And later, when I watched the Mad King die, I remembered him laughing as your father burned. It felt like justice.
Robert's approval of the murder of Rhaegar and Elya's children leads to a rift between him and Ned returns to Winterfell with Jon. In 284 AC, Queen Rhaela dies in childbirth, giving birth to Dany at Dragonstone.
On a night like this, you came into the world.
I remember that storm.
I always thought this would be a homecoming.
Dany and Viserys flee to the safety of Braavos. In 297 AC, Illyrio Mopatis invites Viserys and Dany to stay in his manse and offers to help them reclaim the Iron Throne. Why do you think he waited 13 years before helping them? Especially if Varys was as loyal as he claims to be.
Before I came to power, you favored my brother, all your spies, your little birds. Did they tell you Viserys was cruel, stupid and weak?
He always knew where they were when they were forced to live on the streets.
Proven himself loyal, quite the opposite. If he dislikes one monarch, he conspires to crown the next one.
So that's what had happened before the events of Game of Thrones. And you know the rest of the story from Game of Thrones. So, what do you think of this video? Don't forget to tell us in the comments. If you like this video, please click on the like button below, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye bye. See you in my next video.